Two Sheds Gabby here. How you guys doing tonight? Oh goodness, it's pushing 9 o'clock and I have been busy most of today. Well, several hours today and several hours yesterday. I said I was going to wait till next week to do this mat, but I couldn't wait. I went ahead and started putting it together. I did the penny mat several days ago, and now I'll put the U.S. nickel mintage mat together. And it's a little bit weird, my my brain, the way it works. Anyway, the front starts with Jefferson Head nickels starting in 1938, and it goes all the way across, but it doesn't quite finish. It says continue to the other side. But on the other side, it starts with the Shield nickel, the Liberty nickel, 2 rolls for the Buffalo nickel, and then continued from the other side is finishing off the Jefferson nickels. Some of y'all might think that's weird, but that's how my brain was clicking when I did it, and I don't think I'm going to change it anytime soon. Anyway, I've got 3 more boxes of nickels to do. I'm going to do one tonight. I thought I had a box or 2 from the Indianapolis area, but they're not. They're all from my area here in Kentucky. So I just grabbed one random, and I'm going to go through it and see. I went through one yearly yesterday, and I did not get a 2024 or a silver. Got a couple 2009s and a dateless Buffalo. So it wasn't a total loss. Hopefully today I'll get the silver in the 2024. That's my goal. That's what I'm shooting for. That's what I'm hoping for. Let's get started. I'm in the 4th row, and I just came across this 1970. I thought, wow, that looks good. That is a nice looking obverse, but look at the back. It don't look good at all. Isn't that weird? It's almost like 2 different, like they both lived in 2 different places. That's not, and that's a look, you see that a lot, but you don't see that a lot. Huh. The rear reverse is disappointing. Folks, this is the 12th row, and I finally come across something that might be nice. I did find one from 57 a few rows back. This is a 51. It may be an S, which is a semi-key date. This one is not. It's a Philadelphia, 1951 Philadelphia. But look at this. I want to show you, because I knew I was going to show you whatever it was. The S obviously is very low mintage with 7 million, but look, the P and the D is less than 30 million. I mean, that's less than the 2024s. Why aren't people out saying, where's the 51s? I want 51s. That's low mintage coinage right there. I got to tell you. Well, I ain't finding much at all. Actually, almost nothing. Oh, unbelievable. There's a 2009 Philadelphia. Let's check that one out. I believe it's on the other page, other side. Philadelphia, 39 million, which is considered low mintage. There's the 2010, 260, 229. This little star, that means proof only, or those are proof coins. But that's pretty cool. 39 million, 2009. These are sought after too, but not. Why don't people say anything about the 51s? That's a lot less than that. I have come to the 14th row in this box, and here is a 1940. Looks like it either was dirty or painted or something at one time. Who knows? Oh, what was that mintage? That is a 40 Philadelphia. Yeah, let's take a look here. There it is. 176 million. They made a couple of these fellas. So in my last video, I was talking about how you have to be careful about the jokes you tell anymore, that you don't offend people. There's a 1959. Well, I got a few of the older ones now. And so someone wrote to me and informed me that the toothbrush was invented in Kentucky, because if it had been invented anywhere else, it would have been called the teeth brush. Oh man, I actually have more than one tooth. I really do. In fact, I probably have more than I've lost. Oh goodness, people. In the 24th row in this box, I come to a 1946. And it's a Philadelphia. That one's fairly high mintage. The D and the S are pretty low. The S is quite low. So I got up today and it was snowing again a little bit. It snowed light to medium the better portion of the day. I don't think there was very much more accumulation. But now they're saying we're going to get 1 to 4 more inches. I think day after tomorrow. There still hasn't been anything on my driveway as far as a wheel. I've walked across it, part of it once, to go to the mailbox. UPS or somebody delivered. They just stopped out at the road and ran through the front yard. I guess one of these days, I like to wait for the solar melt process, but I may have to get out there and do something. I hope not. I don't like doing that stuff. Oh, and by the way, several years ago, a neighbor right down the street from me here, considerably younger than I am now, was shoveling snow in his drive, and he had a heart attack and died. And that's not an uncommon occurrence. Something about men when they get, past 40 and something that you do, shoveling snow, you got to be careful. I do believe this is like the third or fourth time I've gotten this guy right here. Look just like that. Looks like an F on the back. I don't know if it is or not. I wish I knew. If I even marked it, it'd just come off. This is the 4th row in the second half already. And I see my Canadian there. And in front of it is a 1959. I have found a few others, like another 59, whatnot. Just not much happening. My Canadian for this box is a 1988. Well, just not much happening. Did you hear that the Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau, is stepping down? It ain't often you see a dictator step down. I am in the 8th row in the second half. It's just not a super productive box, but here is a 1952, and it is a Philadelphia. I believe that one was the highest mintage for the 52 year. Let's take a quick gander. 64 million. The D is 30 and the S is 20. Folks, 64 million is not a ton of, it's not a whole lot. And those are quite low. Those are less than the 2024 figures right there. Now let's take a quick look at the rest of the roll while I'm here. There's another 46. And it's also Philadelphia, which is also the higher mintage of that year. There's a few now from the 40s. The next row, and there's another 46. Almost has that silver look to it, don't it? But I am not going to send it in and pay money. I wonder, somewhere I've got a gold and silver test kit. I wonder if you could test, I don't know if you can do that or not. I may look into it. This one's a Philadelphia as well. I wish I knew a good way to test them. because I got a lot of 46s. I put up a short, I think it was early last year, about the valuable 46 silver, you know, that they did. And lots of people have written to me, goes, I've got one, I've got one. It's like, did you have it tested? Do you know that you do? Lots of them look like it, but do you know? So I don't know. The 11th row in the second half of the box, and here is a 53. I believe the D is the highest mintage, and that's what we got. But even that, folks, is still not high. Let me show you. Look, those are not massive numbers. The S is quite low. Under 60 million. And now, just 6 rows left in the whole box. Here's a 1947. What is that, folks? Oh, that's an S, ain't it? We like S's. Cool. Let's go see how many they made. 1947, P95, D37, 24 million. That is not a lot in the old nickel mintage world. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. You know, when I first started looking through nickels in my videos, I started almost exclusively with half dollars, like maybe 8 years ago, something like that, 7 or 8 years ago. And then I would throw in nickels occasionally, because I did enjoy finding the wartime silver. But back then, I didn't get lots of response from those. You know, remember, I didn't have, this is the early days. But it just seems like this year, maybe with the 2024, I guess, it just seems like everybody's really getting into the nickel. It's Nickel-Mania. Well, folks, I'm at my last row. There's my 50s and 40s, and there's my 2009. And here's the last row. Let's just go through it and see if we find anything. I mentioned that there's some Nickel-Mania going on, and it's cool because a lot of you guys now, you watch my videos and you write to me and you tell me what you find or what you think about what I found, or you know, we talk about all kind of stuff, and that's part of what makes a hobby enjoyable. It also helps to find good stuff, but you know, I find it here and there. Here lately, I haven't been killing it. I've been doing fair, but one of these days it'll come around again, and I'll have a magnifico box. I don't believe it's going to be this one. No silvers, no 2024s. Like the guy in Monty Python said, I looked behind the bush, there was no severed arm, no head in a bag, absolutely nothing. Well, I'm going to cut it off here. And I know I didn't find a whole lot this box, so it's not a thrill. I'm sorry. We'll see you later. Okay, I couldn't resist. We just didn't get very much. Let's get into the second box and see if we find something. This is the first row. Here's a 1955 Philadelphia. Would be wonderful. They only did the P and D this year. And it's the D. I thought it would be, but let's take a look over here. Look at that, only 8 million for Philadelphia. It's only 74 for the Denver. That's still not a huge amount. But maybe we'll find a little bit better stuff this box. I'll try to go fast so we won't make the video too awful long. 2-box hunt. That's what we've got here. Because this is Nickel-Mania. We're in the midst of a Nickel-Mania. What was it? Oh man, and it's a mad, 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 mad world. Because I just had to tell somebody. It was Jonathan Winters. This is the very next row, and here's a 1951. All of them for 1951 is low mintage, but S is the semi-key date. And this one's a D. I think we got the S the last time, didn't we? Yeah, the D is only 20 million. That's pretty low. 1951 D. Well, maybe this box will be a little better. Oh, is that another old one? No, it's a 64. Anyway, let's hold our fingers crossed for a better box. I used to, not very long ago, it was earlier last year, I was getting a silver in every box practically, and sometimes two. There's a 23. Maybe we'll get a 24 this box. Oh, there's a 1941. And I dropped it. Is that an S? Or is that a D? That's an S, I do believe. Yeah, or an S over D, something. Anyway, 1941 S, we'll call that. It still had 43 million, so it still had quite a few, less than the others. But it's still fun to find the S. San Francisco. In the fifth row, they're at the beginning of the row, just back to back. I got a 54 and a 58D. And then at the end of the row, look at this. Where'd he go? That's not him. There he is. 1938. First one of these I have found in some time. More than likely it's a Philadelphia. Yep. But it's been a long time since I found one of those. And even with these, there was only 19 million. That's low mintage, folks. The very next row, and here's a 39. Now, the Philadelphia in this one, they made over 100 million of. But the D and S, they're low mintage. I almost always get the Philadelphia, but that would only make sense. And once again, but I've already got a 38 and a 39 in this box, and I hadn't got one for several boxes. So that's kind of neat. And so, I mean, it's early on, but it's already been a fun box. I think the eighth row, and here's the 1940. So maybe we'll just move it on up. Maybe we'll get into the 42s, 43s, and 44s. Philadelphia. I think there's over 100 million of this one made. But at least we're finding the old ones. That's the good thing. I've gone through 10 rolls now, and it's 11:15. One of you guys should have told me. I'm going to bed. Well, good morning, everyone. It is a cold, sunny morning outside. I've been having some coffee with my wife, and I thought I'd stop up here in my office and go through a few rows. This is the fifth row I've gone through this morning. I finally come to an older coin. Here's a 1948. The low mintage is the S, of course. This is a D. That's the middle. It was, I think, 44 million made of that one, which that's not high mintage. So it's pretty, after I've made this mat and started looking at that, I have a new appreciation for some of these older coins I've been keeping. That's for sure. But what we're really hoping for is a silver, a 2024, or a Buffalo nickel, especially one with a date on it. But they're just staying away from me, seems like. So they've changed, here in the Ohio Valley, they change the forecast every day. And now they're saying we may get 4 to 6 more inches starting tomorrow morning. I'm not even close to dug out from the last one. It's like, no, no, not a tire has sat on my driveway. I did start my car and let it run for a few minutes just to make sure it still will. Yeah, I think I'll go finish my coffee and I'll come back. Well, folks, here's my Canadian nickel for this box. This looks like a newer one. Well, a little bit. 1998. I went out to the mailbox and I sold something, so I went out to the shed. I'll show you here. And my mom made a pot of beans, so I'm going to venture out, bundle up and go next door and get us a couple of bowls of beans. My wife is making a little bit of, I got cars stopped in front of my house. I was trying to see what was going on. Gonna make us some jalapeno cornbread to go with it. There we go. See if we can go through the roll. This is my third roll in the second half. I tell you, I'm just not finding a lot. Since I've made this mat, I have an appreciation for some of them, like back in the 50s. I mean, yeah, the 50s and the 40s and even the 30s that are pretty doggone low mintage. And so I find that cool, and I'm glad I've been keeping them. But this Nickel-Mania that I mentioned a little while ago, has it taken on so much that we're already starting to find less? Golly, I don't, it could just be a fluke that I've gotten a hold of several boxes that don't have a lot in them. They've got some, I've gotten a few 2009s, and I did get one non-dated Buffalo, but I sure feel like I'm getting less and less. And it's kind of sooner than that happens over time, but it just seems like it's quicker than it should have been. I don't know, I could be off. Some of you guys are writing to me and you're still finding some good stuff, so, may just be what my area is going through right now. I was hoping we might find at least a 50s or something in this roll, but nothing. I've got to bundle up after this and head next door. Well, I am back from my mom's. We sat and visited for a little bit, and I brought home some beans for me and my wife. And it's just that snow that has that ice on top of it. You feel like you're going to step on it, and then you pull a weight on it, and you crunch down in it. Anyway, 1939. This is the 7th roll in the second half. And 1939. So it's probably the Philadelphia because they made so many of them. But the D and S, the D is just 3 million, and the S is 6 million. Boy, either one of those would be amazing. It's the Philadelphia. That's what it usually is. That's okay. Still fun to get the old ones like that. 3 in this box. 3 of the 30s, that is. Oh! With 12 rolls left in the box, we got a 2024, and it is a D. Phew, I tell you. Finally got one. That's cool. So glad to get one. I'd like to hear your all's feedback if you think the older coins are just diminishing faster than it seems like they should. Or if it's just, I've just gone through a little fluke. Oh, that cornbread. Oh, my goodness. I love that jalapeno cornbread. Here's a picture of it. That's good stuff. Do you guys ever have staple problems? 3 finally worked, but 4 didn't. And I hit it hard, and it just bends. So frustrating. I do use the pliers on the other side to squish them down. But anyway, I'm so happy we got one. Now, is there a chance of getting a silver? Just 2 rows to go, folks, and we will be finished with this box. But I did find another 1939. It'd be amazing if it was something other than P, but I'll take what I get. And I get a P. They made a lot of that one, but that's okay. That's 3 39s and 138 in this box. That's pretty wild. Seeing as how I went several boxes with none of those for a while. Hey, and there's a 1941. Philadelphia, that's cool. I made quite a few of that one too. 200 million. Let's go out a little bit. There we go. Well, we're coming toward the end. I'm looking forward to seeing what we get in more accumulation tomorrow. I tell you, I've been in all week, other than getting out, going to the mailbox, and I thought, and my box is full of stuff that's waiting to go out, and I got more to take out there. And I thought today, finally, we'll get a decent day. It's, you know, my drive is still terrible, but the roads outside of that are not bad. I thought today, finally, they'll come and pick this stuff up. And then we found out this morning that they're going to make it a Jimmy Carter day, and they're not going to run. And so they're not going to run tomorrow, probably, or Saturday. And then, of course, they won't run Sunday. Oh, my goodness. Will they ever get this mail? The people that have ordered stuff from me, I'm sure, are ready to be getting it. Nothing in the last row, folks, so let's just wrap it up. We went through 2 boxes, and here's what we got. I'll put this over in my journal in a little bit. In box 1, we got a 2009 P and 14 of the older nickels. Box 2, we got a 2024 D, 16 of the older nickels, and 4 of them being the 38s and 39s. And some of these were pretty low mintage, and so that's pretty cool. I will have a link to the mat below if you're interested. And, man, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think. What do you think about this Nickel-Mania thing that I'm talking about? I'd love to hear from you.